Hey, didn't see you there. My name's Mike, The Fresh Rinse, and this is episode 12 of the 2023 Complete Pressure Washing Rig Rebuild. And today, we are going to focus on plumbing up both the 8 machine and the 10 machine. And you get to watch while I do it, so don't go anywhere. All right, welcome back to the channel. My name is Mike. Be sure to hit the like button and the subscribe button. Leave a comment and hit that bell tab. You'll never miss another video. Hey, I really appreciate you watching today, and we're going to plumb up the 8 machine and the 10 machine. I have everything laid out here, and I'm going to do just a flyby here so that you can see what it is that we're working with. I'm not going to give an item list. I'm not going to leave anything in the description for links and so forth. I'm just going to do a little flyby here, and you can see what it is that I had to buy over 5 trips to the big box store so that we could get all of our supplies. This side will be plumbing up the 8 gallon a minute machine, and then this other side will be plumbing up the 10 gallon a minute machine. You'll notice that because of the size of the 275 gallon tote, it actually sits up about 7 inches off the ground. Some have suggested that I could simply take a 90 down and then have my plumbing flat on the floor of the rig. I've chosen to do something a little bit different. I actually want the plumbing to be at the height that it is by design. And the reason for that is I want my Y strainer to be off the floor so that it can be angled ever so slightly. This is how the Y strainer is designed to be used. I recently seen on the internet where someone had actually ran their tee in a vertical position after their buffer tank. I must say, with all due respect to that individual, this absolutely will not work. It does away with the actual practical use of the Y strainer. To get the best use of the Y strainer, it needs to be tilted slightly in one direction or the other so that the debris that's coming out of the tank can simply run down and allow gravity to pull it down into the Y strainer. If it's like this or like this, it simply doesn't work. Our tools for this project are real simple. Of course, I'll be using some purple primer, all-purpose cement, a measuring device, and then to cut the PVC, I'll be using a miter saw that's equipped with a metal cutting blade. Well, it's been a few days since we've done our little flyby. In the meantime, I've changed clothes, I got a haircut, I shaved. Most importantly, I've been waiting on the Amazon man to bring some very crucial parts so I can finish this plumbing. He's been delayed, so in the meantime, I went ahead and glued everything up. I'll show you what I've got. I also want to mention something that I failed to mention earlier is that coming out of this buffer tank is a 2-inch tee. We've decided to go with all 1.5-inch pipe, so we had to reduce from 2 inches down to 1 inch here at the tee. Again, you'll notice that the Y strainer is at a slight angle, again allowing gravity to take any debris from the tank into the strainer without introducing it into the pump of the machines. And although everything is glued up and ready to go, I did leave the connecting of the hose till last so you can see how I do that. But before we do that, why don't I take just a moment to show you how I plan to prop up the plumbing so that the Y strainers can still be at an angle and yet still have the plumbing connected to the floor. Don't go anywhere. I went to the big box store and I purchased a handful of 1.5-inch tees. And then I went into my very messy shop, notice my old pressure washing sign there to the left, and I began to cut the tees in half, actually just a little bit shy of halfway. You'll see an image of that on video here in just a moment. Using the same metal cutting blade, I cleaned up the tees, cleaned off all the burred edges, and then went back into the wash mahal. So the idea is real simple. When I cut this 1.5-inch tee just shy of halfway, then introduce it to this piece of 1.5-inch PVC pipe, and then connect that to this piece of what's called a PVC table leg cap. You can get these from Amazon in a variety of sizes. A PVC table leg cap. The end result is something like this. And because this is cut just shy of halfway, I can take my piece of pipe, set it on here like this, and it snaps into place. Just like that. And here it is with the braces in place. And I've left one space empty so I can show you exactly how it works. Simply snap it in place, like that. Swivel it around, make a simple adjustment, and it's good to go. What do you think, Casey? From Georgia? You like it? Are you a Georgia Peach or a Georgia Bulldog? Off camera, I have attached all the hoses to their respective hose barbs with the exception of this one because I want to show you how I do it. Now let me say you can do this by simply putting the end of the hose into, say, I don't know, a cup of boiling water. But you know what? We're professionals. We're not a bunch of hill jacks. Let's be a credit to our profession. Boom!
Shots fired.
Before we hit the eject button on this episode, I want to explain why I ratchet strap the buffer tank instead of bolting it to the floor. It's super simple. I want to be able to relocate or reposition the buffer tank at any given time so that I can access wires, hoses, and cables from the back side of this workstation on this left-hand side. Some have suggested that I bolt the buffer tank to the floor using U-bolts going through the floor. The problem is I'm 52 years old. I really don't want to be crawling under a trailer to loosen U-bolts so that I can move this buffer tank. This seems to be the best way for me. I've done it for years and I kind of like it this way. And there you have it. We have another completed episode. We have the buffer tank completely plumbed to both machines. And I'm happy with what we've got thus far. With the exception of screwing the platforms to the floor, we're good to go. While waiting on the Amazon man, I went ahead and plumbed several other things. We've got several episodes coming up that I think are going to be very educational. I really believe you're going to enjoy it. If you've enjoyed what you've seen thus far, be sure to hit the like button, the subscribe button, hit the bell tab, never miss a video. I really appreciate you watching. My name's Mike. I'm the Fresh Rinse, and I'm out.